Request refueling. Request
Copy.
rearming.
Copy. Refueling complete. Rearming complete.
Let's go, Mr. Blue. Can you hear me, Nick? One, two, three.
Good evening, gentlemen. What's up?
Hello. WolfPack at the moment.
WolfPack. Okay. Will you take place in the event today?
Absolutely.
When is the starting point actually?
8 o'clock, it says on my Discord.
Oh, 8 o'clock your time.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. So in half an hour.
About half.
Is there a briefing beforehand?
I have no idea. I just filled out the sign-up sheet. I didn't know there is one. I hope I will be able to join the guys.
Well, I only just saw it this evening as well.
Okay. Probably you were lucky then. Let's see. How are you doing, guys? Long time no talk, huh?
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Hey.
Not too bad.
Hey, Momo.
Evening.
What's up, Momo?
All good. How about you guys?
Awesome.
Yes, all good.
Long time no flying. Huh?
Yes.
Wasp.
Yeah. Occasionally I had some Mirage 2000 training and a little bit of F-16, but not much. That's right.
Is the event on Wings Over Normandy already started?
No, I don't think so. Well, in fact, there's nobody on there because I checked before I came on WolfPack.
Okay.
Oh, the MiG-15. I bought the MiG-15 in the sale.
Oh, nice.
It's a very cool plane. Looks good. Very interesting.
I should get myself a module as well in the sale.
Yes. Do it. Yeah, actually I used my miles. It was almost, I think, $2 or so.
Oh, okay.
And I bought the Weasels over Syria campaign, or the F-16.
Last two purchases I didn't got the option to use my miles at all.
Yeah, sometimes was one the Phantom?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you also didn't get some.
Oh.
Yeah, which was a bit of a bummer. I thought, yeah, you get the miles, but it's not. So yeah. I'm really looking forward to this module.
Yup.
And I don't know all about all the other maps that are about to come. Sounds like you need a new hard drive, SSD drive to get the space. Did I understand correctly? We will get an Iraq, Iran, and Afghanistan map. And
I don't know.
and the Kola Peninsula, which is quite interesting, I guess.
But after that, there's not much of maps left that you would probably need. So I hope that someday we get a Germany map or a Vietnam map.
What looks like Berlin.
Yeah, and no, actually, complete Germany should be possible.
Yeah.
Because imagine fighting over the Southern Alps.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That would be
Or
awesome.
Mediterranean.
Request
Yes.
refueling. Request rearming.
Copy.
Italy, Malta, Sicily.
Hey, keyboard, you're also here.
Actually,
Yep.
was Berlin? Was it a regular target for the Royal Air Force and the Bomber Corps, the Americans?
Yes, very much so.
Oh, okay.
In fact,
Refueling
Bomber
complete.
Command claims there was a Battle of Berlin.
Interesting.
Although
There
the
you go.
British and
What-
Americans didn't really coordinate over it.
Was it throughout the war or only in the later
It was
in the
later.
months? Okay.
But I think the first raid, because the RAF was intended as a strategic weapon to
Yeah.
degrade industrial capacity.
Yes. Yes.
But the pre-war RAF trained for day bomber raids. Their navigation and bomb aiming was all based on daylight operations. But once they started in earnest, they realised the aircraft simply weren't up to it. They couldn't sustain the losses.
Yeah.
So
That's the reason why they did not bomb during the day.
yes, the British bombers weren't particularly well armed, so they switched to night bombing simply in order to survive. And their bomb aiming was so inaccurate.
And it wouldn't really matter.
Somebody put it that when you can only hit half a square mile, you can
Not
only
do that at night. Yeah.
So they
make
are
your
not.
go
So
on.
they really did not improve anything at night. If the Americans were not bombing during the day, do the British at least achieve something when the bombing at night, or it was completely waste?
Well, it depends who you believe. The cost of the strategic bomber campaign, in terms of material and manpower, was extraordinary, and the losses were staggering. But
Yeah,
on
that's
the other
what-
hand, sorry,
Yeah.
go on. On
Yeah,
the
that's
other hand,
also
there
what-
is.
Sorry. No, continue.
There are the statistics suggest that whilst German war production remained high throughout the war, it would have been a lot higher if it hadn't have been for the bomber campaign, and of course because anti-aircraft and fighter defences were retained to defend Germany, that took resources away from the front line. But the Americans took a completely different approach. They armed their aircraft so heavily, their bomb load was minuscule. But they decided that their strategy really was to erode the air force, to entice fighters up and then shoot them down.
I think that's
Well-
very well depicted in the Masters of the Air series.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think Stinger say in his book that it was scary to approach to the B-17s. Like it was now like for us here in the simulator that the B-17 is a piece of cake. He say in the book, the way he described, he say that he go like I think it was 600 meter on the tail of the B-17, and then he freak out and break away without even shooting.
Yeah.
They was really hard to shot one down.
Yeah, that's also why the scores usually are very low with regards to multi-engine bombers. I think even aces have just a couple of them during the whole war usually.
I think it comes 5 points. I think they're actually shutting down one B-17 will make you an ace, or it was 3 points. I have to look.
I don't know.
I will look. I believe I read something about that. I think I remember the score changed multiple times on the war. Like for example, an aircraft on the against the Russian did not count as a point anymore. It was less because it was so easy to shut them down.
Yes, I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah. So a B-17, no, it's not to make you an ace. You still need 5 aircraft to, like 5 B-17 to begin an ace. But one B-17 counts 5 points to get the medal. So if you want to get the Iron Cross, and the Iron Cross was, I don't know, like 50 aircraft, if you shut down certain B-17, it will help you much easier to obtain such a medal. They did change the score multiple times because the Russians were easy to shut down.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's very interesting that you mentioned that. I also believe that, but there's a Killer posted a few days ago a very interesting comparison video between Hartmann and Marseille, and also the other aces, and it's at one let me think. Yeah, it was mentioned in this video that there were some aces on the Western Front that were not really successful at the Eastern Front because simply you had to adapt another tactic to shoot on Russian planes. So it's not that easy to say Russians were easy to shoot down and Allied airplane were not. I think it's
I think I used the wrong words. Yeah, I think I used the wrong words. I think you are correct. I did remember reading in a Stinger book that there was it's just like you said. Apparently there was like a rivalry between the Western and the East pilots. Like it would say that the East is easy and the East would say that the West is easy. Because I remember when a Stinger in Africa, when he went to JG-27, there was a guy that killed himself because he was JG-26, he went to JG-27. He killed himself when they accused him of faking kills, and in reality he didn't fake it, and because his owner or whatever, he killed himself. And the guy used to say that he didn't want to go, they're giving him the option to go to the Eastern, and he was like, no, I don't want to go there, I want to go south because fighting there is a waste. Fighting there is too easy. I don't want to be called like those guys. They'll get kills really easy. And he went to the south, to Africa.
Yeah, I think it doesn't really matter on which front line you're fighting. It's always kind of a slaughterhouse, and you have to find your way through in order to survive. And you have to be smart in any case. So I think in war there's no such thing as easy ground or something.
I think that's right.
Well, we can agree. We can agree one thing: the fighting over Germany was harder than any other front, because by that we're way a number.
Yeah, but for both sides actually.
Oh yeah.
I can't believe that Court died, man. It's frustrating.
Who was that?
The funniest guy in the Masters of the Air series. Kurt.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
What happened when Bulk? Did he die?
I've only watched 3 series so far, 3 episodes so far, so I don't know.
Oh, let me not talk there.
Last episode was a bit boring. I have still to watch them.
Yeah, I saw the free one.
There's a full one out,
It's
and tomorrow's the fit one.
it's a lot cheesier than the Pacific and Band of Brothers.
No, I think, dude, I watched them long ago, but I remember the Pacific for me was like a slap in the face. Okay, this is war, dude. Like the Pacific is really tragic. You can see the PTSD in the screen.
Oh, no, I agree with you. It was really raw. Whereas the Masters of the Air, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like so many American flyer movies. They're all sort of overconfident and gung ho. Mind you, I've only seen one episode.
Complete.
Yeah, but you will see that changing, because I think it was a common thing also back then that the guy or these young men were hyped by war because they thought, oh my God, we participate in something great and we contribute and stuff like that, and they didn't really imagine what it really means to be at war, what it means to see your buddies falling next to you, dying, stuff like that. I think it was, yeah, Brisket, go ahead.
Oh, sorry, no, I was just going to suggest if people haven't watched it, I'd watch Catch 22. I can't remember exactly what it was on, but
Yes.
I quite enjoyed that one. But it was quite a, it sort of got a bit of a juxtaposition in it, where bits of it are quite comedic, and then other bits are also quite like it does kind of show. It's obviously not very nice if your friends are dying at war.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it's good. There's also Generation War, which is really good from the German side, but I don't think that's up on Netflix anymore. But that was also a really good one if people want to watch it.
There's the Memphis Belle.
Oh, I love
That
that.
one
film.
was good. That one was good. Yeah.
I also love Battle of Britain movie.
Oh, now
That
you're
one
talking.
too. Yeah.
That's a
Absolutely.
good one. How much time have you got on a Spitfire?
5.5, sir. Well, let's make it 6 before the Germans have you for breakfast.
There's one, I don't remember the name. There's one about the Polish that we're fighting in Battle of Britain. That one is a good movie too.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
Free
I-
Squadron or something as well.
Yeah, I've seen that as well.
Is that the one where they go repeat please, and then they're all flying off?
Oh no, that's
Yeah.
that's in the Battle of
That's the
Battle of
Battle of
Britain.
Britain, isn't it? That's what I get
yeah,
confused with.
that's right. Yeah, that's right.
That's another one of my favourite scenes.
We watched it so many times as a family. My kids are got kids. Well, anyway, they can still repeat whole pages of script from the film.
That's awesome.
Don't just stand there. Get one up.
Now, there's a movie which is Hollywood Wife. It's not about planes, but I think it also captured World War II really good. It's Fury, the one with the tanks.
Yeah.
Oh yes,
Brad
that's
Pitt.
right. Yes,
Brad Pitt.
yes, yeah.
Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, there's quite a few
Yeah.
sort of well-known faces in that.
Yeah, and also James Ryan. Soldier James Ryan. I don't know what the English title is.
Saving Private Ryan.
Ah, yeah. Saving Private Ryan. That's right.
Oh yeah, that
Yes.
one was good.
Brad Pitt,
But-
is it?
Yeah.
Was that-
Yes,
Yeah.
it is. It's very good.
What about Midway? Do you guys like that one, or do you guys don't like?
I haven't watched.
I watched a little bit of it.
I'm afraid I don't like the flying scenes.
They're not that accurate. The
Bit-
story
bit-
is a little bit accurate though.
Midway is produced by Clint Eastwood, isn't it? Or was it? But
Would you-
I haven't seen it either. No.
I'm not sure if it's Midway or whether it was the original Pearl Harbor, but I saw it probably about 6 months ago. It's quite an old film, and
You
I'm
thinking of-
sure. Go
Are you
on.
thinking of Tora Tora Tora?
Yes, I
two.
think you're right.
I think that's the one about Pearl Harbor, isn't it?
That is
There's two.
spot on.
There's Tora Tora and there's Pearl Harbor. There's two movies. One is more like a love story, and the other one is actually
Yes.
movie about
Well, it's
Yeah, you're
Tora
spot on.
Tora. I think they actually crash genuine World War II. I can't remember if it's Hellcats or Wildcats, but when the airfield destruction scenes, the special effects when that one was made were very, very basic. But there's one of an aircraft taxiing and it tips over and the engine disintegrates, or at least the propeller does. I can't remember how bad, but it looks for all the world like a real World War II aircraft being wrecked.
You know and those old movies they're used World War II aircraft. Obviously, in Pearl Harbor, the one is about love story. No, those aircraft are not. But in Tora Tora, they use.
Yeah. And also Battle of Britain, those Heinkels that constantly
Yes.
fly into the water is also RC planes that they
You
use.
beat me to it. I was going to say that one.
Well, this
What I
is
don't like.
go on.
There's one thing I don't like about Battle of Britons is that they use the Buchon 109.
Yeah,
the
because they were available back then, and
Yeah.
because the flying scenes are real. That's that's
I heard they had one original 109 with a DB engine.
This is
And-
going to age me, but that was filmed. The flying scenes for Battle of Britain were filmed at Duxford in Cambridgeshire, and I lived about 4 or 5 miles when I was a child. I lived
nice! Oh my god!
and I remember them filming overhead.
Oh, that's
And-
amazing.
And the only difference between the real thing and the filming was that there was a helicopter usually flying amongst them filming, but it was extraordinary. So it was a gloriously sunny summer with these fighters wheeling overhead. It was almost as if I was there. I didn't know what was going on. I was too young, but
Were you one of the kids that were standing looking up at the dogfights, perhaps?
I was about that age, and my aircraft recognition was probably as bad. Messerschmitts, they're Einkel's. They're Messerschmitts.
I wonder if you are in your farm or whatever, and all of a sudden you see those aircraft dogfighting at 5,000 meters. You don't want to run away, right? You're just gonna stand there and start looking what the hell's going on.
I don't know. I think it's so far removed. You would. I know. I certainly would have.
But that's a good point. I mean, I wonder if anybody did get hit. Because that's a good point.
I know there was instances of, like, say there was a dud that fell or one with a really long fuse, and was it the MPs or the wardens used to have to get the kids away because they used to start going over and playing with them, and all the adults were like, "Yeah, it's not a great idea."
Yeah, that's right.
My grandpa also, they found machine guns and stuff like that in the woods, and they used to play with them, and also grenades, and threw them into little was heißt Teich, Momo? Small lake.
Yeah, small lake.
Yeah.
What's the expression? Not a lake, but a small
Pond.
pond. Yeah, right.
Hi, Owen.
And it was crazy, man. And they also he told me that when they had the weapons, they just pulled the trigger. They were kids, and they were really lucky that they were not armed actually, or I don't know, no bullets left in the magazines or whatsoever. It's crazy.
Definitely.
I tell you, it's crazy, but I would love to be a child in the middle of that crap, man. Dangerous, but probably a good childhood. I don't know. At least that's what.
I think it's with everything. I think people probably remember the good bits, and the bad bits don't really necessarily get talked about as much. Everything kind of gets romanticised, but I can sympathise with you on that. I wouldn't mind sort of going back in time and seeing it firsthand. It'd be quite interesting to experience, but we're also lucky not to have that sort of overhead these days.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yes, that's
we can
right.
count our blessings on that.
But for the people who flew, because I've read more bomber biographies than I care to think about, but always they're frightened shitless while they're on ops. But if they complete a tour, they can't wait to get back.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it's very adrenaline, but
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, but that's the same with Modern War sometimes too. It's like I heard once a speech about this phenomenon among soldiers who were in battle and then feel the desperate urge to return to their units and continue fighting, even if they were badly injured or something like that. It's like he described it as some kind of tribal feeling that you have, the strong bondage that you feel, and yeah.
Is that through like a sense of
be-
duty kind of thing?
can be the it's also a way to control PTSD, because if you're in the middle of the hell, your brain does not have the time to be thinking about all those, you don't get into the nervous, you get PTSD, you cannot control what is going on, you cannot control what your mind wants to think, you cannot stop seeing or hearing things. And I guess when you are in the hell of the battlefield, you don't have the time for that. You don't have none of that.
Yeah.
So maybe the way, I don't know, that's my guessing. It's not the same being going from such a storm to such a calm environment, and then you have all those memory and everything on you. I guess that could be one of the things why they would like to go back.
Yeah.
Guys, something else. The event officially starts in 8 minutes. What are we doing? Are we attacking their airfield, or are we doing cap? Are we doing ground attack?
Oh, I just filled out the sheet. I don't know if it's necessary or not. It goes air-to-air roll, but I think it.
Me too, but
I don't know if it matters.
I think we need to take out the closest airfield of them.
yeah, I would say we all take bombs and head for Iceville.
Yep.
And then see what we can do.
Is there a
Where's the
briefing available or something?
Say again?
Is there a briefing available or something?
Not really. We can join the server and take a look at the map.
Okay.
You guys have to inform me. I didn't even know about the chief or what's going on.
Just a heads up, if you guys are starting from Carpicate, there's not that many 500s left, so I'd jump in and grab them quick.
Okay, yeah, sure, yeah.
Looks like there is about 4 left. 5.
Wings or
5
Normandy, right?
Wings and Normandy, yeah.
Holy shit! It's not a lot of people going there.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah.
Do any one of you bother if I start a stream?
No, negative.
Negative?
Fine by me.
You haven't? Say that one more time.
I'm already streaming.
Oh man, they opened the server for 200 people. That would be awesome.